Hey everybody, how are you guys? We're going to paint our Sugar Baby and our Stocking Hat Baby. Okay, so we're gonna, hey Debbie, how are you? Hope y'all are having a good day. We're gonna paint some gingerbreads. Y'all gonna see how easy this is. You're gonna say, man, that's so easy. I'm going to paint two little ones today, so it's not gonna take too long. We got our stocking hat little guy and our Sugar Baby box, Sugar Baby. Hey Ashley. Thank you Debbie, you're always taking care of me. Okay, so what did I do? I did all kinds of stuff today, but let's talk about painting. Because y'all really don't want to hear about all the other crap that I did. So, got babies, sugar babies. I base coated them twice with reindeer brown, a good base coat. Took me 2 times to base coat them to get them where I wanted them. So 2 coats of reindeer brown. And then I just did, you know, the base coat here of white. The red, which is number 20. Hi, Brian. Hi, Joyce. How are y'all? I'm so glad y'all could join me. And some black. And then I did a base coat on my little red bow and green buttons. The green buttons are the number 11 Christmas green and the red bow's number 20 red. Okay? So, here we go. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stir this up a little bit because I put some water in here. I'm just going to do a little bit of shading on the hat. Now, here's the deal. When you're doing something this little, this small, because these little guys are not big, you don't want to overpower the shading too much. And I'll be honest, I have a tendency to do that. So to help myself, I'm going to take a little brush. I was watching Miss Victoria's live last night, and I really love I love so many things about Miss Victoria's artwork. It's just, I couldn't name them all. But she has what I consider a light hand. I have a heavy hand, and you know how it is. People who have curly hair want straight hair. People who have straight hair want curly hair. That's just the way it is, okay? So I've always admired people who have like a light hand. I have a heavy hand, meaning I put a lot of paint on there. I bear down on the brush, and I get wide strokes, okay? That's just what I've always done. So tonight I'm going to try to be a little bit like Miss Victoria. I'm going to try to go a little bit lighter on the hand. So this is a number 12 shading brush. It's kind of a smaller one. But that's my way of trying to keep myself from getting too much paint on here. And all I'm going to do is just shade up in here. Do some shading. Just putting some red on there. Notice I'm kind of dipping it a lot so I can get some good color in there. And then, as I always say, I just start around the perimeter. And then kind of go in here like so. Just putting a little bit of paint, or trying not to put too much paint. And that would go also for your candy cane. I'm going to put a little bit on each end of the red. Give it a little bit of depth. Not a whole lot. And I'm going to do it like so. Okay. I'm going to do this guy's little red bow. And I'm going to bring that in like so. There's no line there, but I just like to shape my bow where I've got my top loop in there. You don't have to do it that way. That's just kind of what I like to do. And so I'm going to put that paint in there like that. And I really don't have enough right here. So I'm going to kind of put a little bit more in there. And then I would probably do a little swipe like that. And really that's the only thing I need to do with the red, with the shading red. And now I'm going to go to my shading brown. Because what I tend to do on Sugar Babies, gingerbreads, Thanksgiving turkeys, and what's the other one? Reindeers. I tend to use this. This is the shading brown. Again, I'm trying to get just a little bit of paint, not too much on here. And I'm just going to kind of follow the outline of the little sugar baby's face, including the little part above the bow. Just a little bit of paint, nothing too serious. And then I'll come here this way and just kind of give it some, I call it some swipes or some highlights, if you will. And we're going to come up here. And out here, I just kind of bring this little hand up in the air, like so. And then I'll probably do that. Come over here. Hope y'all had a good Monday. I had a pretty good Monday. Yeah, not too bad. Got a lot of different things done. Oh, good. Y'all can see good. Connie said the camera's in good. That's good. Yeah, because that's the whole point. I want to make sure y'all can see the camera. Now, because I did this with a roller, I have some little parts in here that need some paint because my roller didn't reach in there. So you can definitely put some paint in there like that. As long as you have some paint in there, it doesn't really matter. It's the same thing I'm going to show you right here. I don't have some paint in there. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this brush, kind of do it up in there. There we go. And on this side too, let's just, hope I don't stab myself in the neck with this cold rolled steel steak coming out of there. That wouldn't be too good, y'all. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put some more shading on this guy. And I would probably come back and just do a couple swipes here. Nothing too serious. You got his little feet down here. Can't forget his little feet. And come like that. And connect those two. Bring those two in and kind of connect them. There's all my shading on that little guy. I'm going to come back and I'm going to outline him. We still have some more. Hey, how are you? Okay, so here we go. We got a little bit of shading on that guy. Mary, please don't, Mary. I'm sure, wonder what that's about. I don't remember what I said. Sorry. Y'all know sometimes I'm not always there. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit more paint on some of the shading in here. I'm using shading brown. It's one of my favorite colors, especially for the fall. Now I want my little shoulder up above the face part, so I'll make sure and do that like that. And then I start the face down here, okay? And I'm gonna bring this face up like that. This little groove is gonna be for like the icing. Stab yourself. Oh, okay. Yeah, because you know, these things, like, they're kind of serious. So that wouldn't be good. I have stabbed myself in the foot with the cold roll steel and it doesn't feel good. So don't do that. Okay, so we're gonna put a little, now his feet are kind of in front and his little hands are behind. So his feet are in front. So I'm gonna make sure I do that to where that's in front. And so I'm gonna come up here and I'm just gonna put a couple of the little swirls in there. Okay, so how do I make his feet in front? The only thing you do is you just make sure you make this swipe around here, and don't try to shade on that side of the line. Your shading is going to be on this side of the CNC line. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to do something like that. I'm going to turn this around so you can see with my brush. I didn't get this painted with the roller. A lot of times I base coat with the roller. So I'm just going to put some paint in here. And really, he's ready to go as far as I've got him done in terms of the shading. Not much to him. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to go back to my shading red because I don't outline my gingerbreads in black. When it comes to turkeys or reindeers or gingerbread or around people's faces, you know, flesh around the faces. I tend not to use black on any of that. Black is a very beautiful color and great for many, many, many things. But if you're not careful, black is very, very stark, just like white is very stark. So you gotta be careful how you use those. So what I do, let me get a script liner over here, y'all. This is, oh child, I think this is a number 4, but I don't really know because you can tell it's kind of worn out. It's not a big one, so I'm gonna say it's a number 4. And I'm going to use, this is a shading red color, which normally we can use it to shade, but in this case, I'm gonna use it to outline. So, but I love the colors of the shading red with the reindeer brown and the shading brown. I like the combination. I've always liked that. It's taken me a while to find that color that I really like to give me that really perfect gingerbread, warm, right out of the oven, cookie look. And so that's the one I stick with. Now, I've got my CNC lines here. I'm having a little trouble as I want y'all to see getting enough paint in that line. So I'm just gonna take it a little bit slower, put a little more paint in there. That's how you solve it. Slow down a little bit, put a little more paint, and you'll make that CNC line disappear. Okay? So, there we go. I think I got enough paint in there. Oh, I think he's cute. Gingerbreads is that's just one of my favorite things. It's always been that way. Okay, so I'm gonna come up here, and again, that CNC line is kind of grooved in there really, really deep. So I'm gonna kind of just work it back and forth and put quite a bit of paint in there. Turn this guy around. Trying to make sure y'all can see really well. Okay, so I'm gonna work on this end of him. I'm gonna put a lot of paint on this script liner, this number 4 script liner. I'm gonna come here. Just kind of going around at the end of that Christmas cap, Christmas stocking hat. Even though I've shaded this number 23 red using a shader, I am gonna outline it as well with the number 23 using the script liner. Okay. Now, I'm gonna kind of just finish this little guy up over here. I am putting that number 23 red. Kind of like so. There we go, and I'm going to kind of come in here and do like so. Now, I'm going to put him under the dryer. I'll be right back. He's going to dry a little bit, and then we've got to do his eyes, and we've got to do the white. That's really all there is to him. Now we're going to just do the regular Sugar Baby. Using that same script liner, number 4, I'm going to give this little guy. Now, I shaded this red bow with the shading red, but I'm also going to outline it with shading red. So this bow has shading red on it by 2 different brushes. The shader brush, that flat tip brush shader, and it's got the script liner. So it's got a lot of red. There we go. Gonna come up around his face a little bit, try to keep that very light, a thin line here, because he is a little guy. I don't want to cover up too much. And then I probably would just kind of pick that brush up a little bit here and there and yonder and drag it. I just kind of dragging it a little bit, if you will. And I'm going to go ahead and outline this guy like so. About like that. Bring it up a little bit. Just kind of dragging him wherever I think he needs to go. Kind of show you this right here. Yes, I just love the gingerbreads. Love, love, love. Always have. Now this, I probably would come over here and just kind of drag that brush. And then do that. Do that. All right, let's give this guy some eyes. And a mouth. And maybe a little bit of eyebrows. How about that? All right, so let me find some black color. I got it right here. I'm gonna do this with this little guy, covering that CNC line. I'm just kind of coming up. And then I showed y'all the other night, I'm just doing my eyelashes. Same thing here, just kind of come over here. And do some eyelashes here. Give him a little bit of an eyebrow, nothing too serious, just a little bit. And then I'm going to give him a little smile. Okay, I'm going to put him under the dryer. I'm going to be right back, y'all. Now we're back to our little stocking hat little guy. And I'm going to take this eyebrow, this eye, excuse me, and I'm just going to bring it out a little bit more, make his eyes just a little bit bigger, covering up that CNC carved line. I'm going to cover that up. Okay, see, I've got a little bit bigger eye than what I had there. I'm going to give him a little bit of an eyelash. A little bit, not a lot. He's a little one. I'm going to cover up that CNC carved line on this one too. Make my eye just a little bit bigger than it was earlier. With probably 3 eyelashes for each eye. Making my nose perfectly round. And then we got to give this guy a free-handed mouth. All right, why do you put the eyelashes on the side? I just have always done that because it seems like when I try to put them right up here, even though that's probably where they technically should go, they always look like they're like, I don't know, on drugs or something. That the eyes look like kind of crazy to me. So I've always just kind of put them off to the side. I'm gonna give him a little bit of a smile. Okay, I'm gonna have to make that about like so. Okay, now I'm gonna put some white on this little guy. And really, that's all there is to him. That's why I think I've always liked gingerbreads. They're pretty simple. You know, you don't have to spend a lot of time on them, but they just look like you did spend a lot of time on them. So I'm going to do some white. Put some water in there. Put some white on there. Hi, Kimberly. Thank you for joining us. Glad you got to join us. All right. We're almost done, really, because this was kind of a quick one. So I'm going to just go in here and put some swipes or some highlights on this little guy's hat. Now here is his icing. So we're going to give him a little bit of icing, if you will. So here's his icing. Now this is a little wet, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I may have to fix it in the morning, just to show you, to give a little bit of something to that eye. And then of course I still have to do my regular highlighting that I would always do, just because y'all know that that's what I do. I like that look of having that white. Let's see, I might even put one over there. And with this little guy, I'm gonna probably do this. Now. And I think that's all I'm gonna do to him. I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna turn around and show you, because I think they're so cute. And there's not a lot to him. Doesn't take a lot of effort. But I think he's super cute. Okay, I'll be right back. Let me get the other one. This is our regular sugar baby. We're going to put some white on him and we're going to be done. Okay, so what I would do on this bow, I would probably come up here and give a white highlight at the top, and then 2 just normal regulars. And here, I really like just the idea of a small dot in the middle. Very small, not a lot. And then of course, you know, I have to do something with the eyes. Kind of there. I'm going to make that a little bit big. And then I'm going to take this white and just kind of go up and down and just like drag that paint. Drag that brush, if you will. I'll probably do 2 on each side over here. I'm going to go here. Something like that. And then on his feet, oh, let's put a little bit above his nose right there. And then on this, I'll probably do something like that. Y'all, I don't think I've ever had a live that only lasted 25 minutes. That's amazing. Yes, I'm working on the joists. In fact, we've been working on those today. We will have some more. Oh, y'all see some hair down here. As y'all can see, there's not a lot to these little guys, but they're cute. And that is our sugar baby. I'm so glad that you guys could join me. 25 minutes, hey, that's a record for me. I don't think I've ever had a live that's 25 minutes. But there's just not a lot to the little guys, so it doesn't take too much. Remember, if you weren't here in the very beginning, I said, because you don't want to have to scroll back, I started with 2 coats of reindeer brown. It took me 2 good coats of reindeer brown to get it covered the way I wanted. Once I had 2 good coats of reindeer brown, then I just base coated my number 20 red and my number 11 Christmas green and my black. And then, of course, you know, this is shading brown. And then I outlined in shading red. That's really all there was to it. So, I'm so glad I got to visit with you guys a little bit tonight. I think Ashley, I know, Ashley, are you on here? I think she's on here tomorrow night. I really can't remember, to tell you the truth. But anyway, I think she's on here tomorrow night. And then she also has a live on Thursday, but she won't be here, so I think she's got that pre-recorded. And okay, so yeah, she said tomorrow she'll be on. What are you doing tomorrow? Because I can't remember, Ashley. She's doing, I don't think it's bulbs, because she's already done that. But and then next week we've got a couple of things going, and then y'all, it's August 1st after that, if you can believe that. It's like, the cane pole, the one that says Merry Christmas. I think you guys will like that. So thank y'all so much for joining me. Hey, get you some gingerbreads. They're super cute, super easy to do, and they're so darling. Hope y'all have a good evening. Happy Monday, everybody. Bye-bye.